When I think of Oktoberfest, two things come to mind: great beer and Quesada Oktoberfest cigar. It's with great pleasure today that I am reviewing the ever sought after annual release of the Quesada Oktoberfest, this one being their 10th anniversary celebration. Very excited about this cigar. I saw it during the PCA trade show, of course, and I heard, based on what they were telling me and what other people were talking about, is that this particular 10th anniversary cigar is very reminiscent of the very first initial release of the Oktoberfest. This one being draped in a beautiful Mexican San Andres wrapper over Dominican grown filler and binder. So very excited. Again, this one is a little more intensity on the blend itself. That was done on purpose, and more with the intention of being able to pair this cigar with a variety of beers, because of course you can't enjoy this cigar fully without pairing it with a wonderful beer. And again, it's nice to know that it goes with a variety. So I contemplated grabbing a beer for this review, but then of course it does change the palate and it makes the taste of the overall cigar a little bit different. So I thought for the sake of the review, I would do so on a very clean palate and save the pairing more for Instagram. So be sure you are following me on Instagram so that you can see what I choose to pair with this beautiful cigar. Now, it is available in 3 different vitolas. Today I am smoking the Bavarian, the 5.5 by 52. It's also available in the Uber 6 by 65 and the Das Boot 6 by 52. Has a very, very reasonable MSRP ranging on the 3 different vitolas from $9.50 through $10.80. Of course, depending on where you find it, where you locate it, hopefully supporting those local brick and mortars. And you can definitely follow the Quesada Cigars on Instagram to follow their journey, because they're always doing a lot of fun stuff, especially Raquel Quesada. Shout out to her and her Instagram. She is constantly posting really fun content, so be sure to follow both her and Quesada Cigars to see what's going on in that world. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and get right into this, give it a straight cut. Definitely taste the Mexican San Andres. Has that slight spice, earthiness, and sweetness all kind of wrapped into one. But there's on the dry take, there's a little bit of like an apricot, just a little bit of that on there. So this should be fun. I look forward to this cigar every year to see the different variations that come out, through Quesada. And in fact, I was trying to remember my very first Quesada cigar, and I do believe that it was an Oktoberfest back in the day. I think part of the fun is getting a box, trying, like, maybe you do the different beer flights, or you do just, random orders, or you get different ones that you bring home with you and you try to match up, which is the best pairing. And you keep like a little journal so that every year you can kind of go back to maybe the favorite beer that you had, or maybe it was a particular seasonal brew, from just that particular year. But either way, it's always fun to kind of compare notes and maybe share that. Maybe you're like me and you host like dinners or different reasons to have get-togethers for fun stuff like that. I always enjoy doing pairings and, trying to choose like what to throw on the grill, what to drink, what to smoke. It's always a lot of fun to play around with those different ideas. So definitely something that can be a lot of fun, throughout the whole Oktoberfest season. So this one is giving off some really interesting notes. First of all, it tastes very well aged. So whatever tobacco is being used in here, it tastes like it's very much ready to smoke, very much ready to be enjoyed. There's a mixture of spice going on, a little bit of black pepper, almost a little bit of a green pepper, kind of just intertwined in there somewhere. And I don't know why I'm picking it up, but I definitely can sense like some sort of a dough, like a pretzel, like a sourdough bread kind of flavor in the mix of things. So very, if that's a term, you know, very bready, very rich in that regard, like of having that nice little essence. I'm sure that was on purpose because, of course, the third thing that you would reach for while you're having that beer and that beautiful Oktoberfest would be a nice Bavarian pretzel. Those are like some of my favorite things to enjoy during all the festivities. But no, I can pick up a little trace of that, and then again, just a little hint of that anise. There's a background of earthiness, but then there's a subtle hint of kind of a fruit-like sweetness, but really, really nice. Almost a little hint of cherry, like a dried cherry, and then still that little bit of an apricot, just a little hint of the apricot fruitiness that's kind of in the mixture. But really nice. So I'm gonna, of course, smoke this down a little bit more and check back in right around the halfway point. All right, so coming back in on the Quesada Oktoberfest 10th anniversary, right around the halfway point, man, this thing is really tasty. I can totally see why they're saying it goes with a variety of beers because I'm picking up all these different nuances. As I was coming out of the first third and, you know, working my way into the second third, there's been hints of different berries that I'm picking up. There's an underlying nuttiness that kind of crept into it. More of like a nice, rich, almost like a, what is like a chestnut, like just like a really rich type of nut in the background of it. Even borderline, like a little hint of like a walnut. It sounds odd, but just like a really nice, kind of a rich, deeper, nuttier flavor, but it's in the background mixed in really well with these different nuances of like a berry, like almost a little hint of a raspberry. There's the subtle spice that's still there. It's somewhat muted though compared to the fresh kind of fruitiness that's coming through. I'm still picking up apricot, just a hint of it. Again, different nuances of berry. It's an underlying earthiness, an underlying nuttiness. It has again, from the fruity nuances that are coming in, there's that little hints of sweetness. So it's really good. Again, I can't wait to try this and do what I was recommending that you do, which is try a variety, almost like a beer flight. I'll probably do so at home so I can really enjoy my cigar thoroughly and try to pair some different beers with it just for fun, just to see which one is my favorite, because I definitely think that you could just put a variety and it would just go so well with the cigar. So really nice. Very much enjoying it. Strength-wise, it's solid medium, not quite on the medium plus. It's probably in the middle if you were looking at it on a line like I like to think of it. It's like here's medium plus. It's right in the middle of those two. So not super strong, nothing that's gonna interfere. Like if you are drinking beer with it, it's not gonna be like too much. To me, it's like the perfect level of intensity and the perfect level of just the amount that it brings as far as all these beautiful nuances that come together and create this really enjoyable cigar, which can be definitely enjoyed like I am, you know, by itself without a beer, but certainly I could see the different flavors being enhanced even more so depending on what you pair it with. So can't wait to try that myself. I'm gonna continue to smoke this down to the last little bit and see if there's anything extra that pops out. All right, so coming back for the final little bit here on the Oktoberfest, I really think this is my favorite one. This has been an excellent cigar. Flavor-wise is just amazing. All these different nuances continue to join the party. Not to mention the construction, it was balanced. It hasn't gotten overheated at all. As I always say on my reviews, I tend to, when I review cigars, unfortunately, I tend to smoke them a little bit faster than normal. Without even, you know, realizing that I'm doing so, and which case it's always impressive to me when the cigar doesn't heat up when I'm doing that, because of course when I'm smoking at just a normal leisurely pace, that's never an issue. But even smoking it a little bit faster than I probably should, this still did not overheat. It didn't get warm. It was just a nice, cool, easy smoke, beautiful draw, and again, just beautiful construction on the entire cigar. Flavors at this point have trickled on to being more so, more prevalent on the anise. Not a lot of spice at all. In fact, pretty much dissipated towards the beginning of the final third here. Getting still little nuances of fruit essences in there, just little sprinkles of it. So it's giving just that natural sweetness that you would get from a fruity element. Still has the earthiness, still has a little hint of the nuttiness, but overall, again, I can't wait to play around and pair with some different beers to really see which one complements the best, but just a lot of fun. So my question to all of you watching is, what is your favorite Oktoberfest type of pairing? Do you go right for the beer? Is it a whole meal? Definitely include a Quesada Oktoberfest cigar, preferably the 10th anniversary one, because it's just amazing how they managed to create and perfect this already wonderful blend. So love to hear the thoughts, love to hear all the different comments that you guys provide. It's so much fun to read through them. And again, I always look forward to seeing your different Instagram posts. Be sure to tag me at Cigar Vixen, tag at Quesada Cigars, and tell us about your Oktoberfest journey. Thanks so much for tuning in, guys, and I can't wait to see you next time. Cheers.